This country lost one of its greatest sons in the literary world, Professor Ngugi wa Thiong'o, a prolific writer from this country who played in the league of Chinua Achebe, Aikwe Ama, Elek Amadi, Flora Nwapa, and many other African writers who wrote many books to open up the literary world in this country. Next week on Tuesday, I'll give the House 30 minutes to eulogize Professor Ngugi. But for now, as a patriotic House and in recognition of this great son of Kenya, who is one of those who founded, developed, and grew the Department of Literature at the University of Nairobi, with the likes of Okoti Bitek, Michere Mugo the late, Chris Wanjala, Francis Imbuga, John Ruganda, and others. I ask you to be upstanding. We observe a minute's silence in honor of this great son of Kenya, and I'm a little disappointed that our media today, I would have expected Ngugi's picture on the front page of every newspaper. Yes. The same way we put the picture of the Pope, the same way we put the picture of Chinua Achebe when he died, the same way we have been putting non-deserving headlines. Chinua Ngugi wa Thiong'o should have been the headline in each and every newspaper today. And as a House, I think you can join your Speaker in recording this disappointment. Yes. So let's observe a minute's silence. And I expect many of you to chairs of the House.
Thank you so much.
If you'll need an hour, I'll give you an hour. I welcome and wish them a fruitful and inspiring visit. And I also wish that they join in bringing order to our great university. Thank you. Yes, Sunguli.
I know, Mr. Speaker, that I cannot deride on your statement, but having been an alumni of the University of Nairobi, shouldn't it in order that I also join you in welcoming this good delegation from the University of Nairobi? Mr. Speaker, I say so because we are nowadays emphasizing on science and things to do with our hands. But this department deals with the thinking brain. And I think that it is important that the universities do not forsake the arts so that we can be able to get a group of people who will actually be able to map out the future of our country because of their thoughts. You're welcome, and I hope you find that this house is actually quite useful, but don't decide to descend to this floor because it can be murkier. Think for us as a country and show us the direction.
Is it on the same issue? I also am an alumni of the university.
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I know majority of us are alumni of the University of Nairobi, the only university with a there. But also as an ongoing student for the second time in the Faculty of Law, let me welcome my fellow students to Parliament and wish them all the best. And also just to encourage them, because the particular course they are undertaking is very important for their work in terms of the political space. So I welcome them very much and tell them that do not be deterred, keep the courage going on, because education is the one thing that nobody will ever take away from you. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Owen Bayer, you also went to the University of Nairobi.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, fortunately, I didn't go to the university. I went to the best university. And Honorable Speaker, I just want to say this about the supposedly University of Nairobi. That
Order, Owen Bayer. You must withdraw that remark.
I withdraw respectfully.
It is not supposed. It is the university.
Okay. But I want to say this, Honorable Speaker, we have seen trends that the people who have been at the University of Nairobi have been busy destroying the same university. This is one of the iconic symbols of not only Kenya, but also East Africa, as one of those universities that are respected. But we have seen people have been given responsibility to run that university. And instead of running it, they have been running it down. And I want to request anybody given an opportunity, chairpersons, chancellors, vice chancellors that have been given an opportunity to run universities to actually do exactly that. Otherwise, we will waste a whole generation just because of one person's personal interest in a university. So the councils that are running universities and the board of management that run university, Honorable Speaker, need to be selfless and think about the institutions that they are running, not about themselves. We saw the case of the council of University of trying to destroy a very important institution in not just East Africa, but Africa, the University of Nairobi. So I want to urge those that will come after these other guys have left office to actually go there and manage. When the University of Nairobi goes down, Kenya goes down with it. The academia in this country goes down with it. And therefore, it is something that all of us, even those of us who went to some of the best universities in this country, which is actually not the University of Nairobi, need to actually support that University of Nairobi must stay afloat. It must be properly managed so that we still retain the reference that the world has for Kenya through University of Nairobi. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, if we were to give everyone who went to the University of Nairobi an opportunity, most of the people in this house would stand. And just by a show of hands, those who went to the university, thank you very much. Yes, I want to tell the Honorable Owen Bayer that you cannot say you went to the best university when you can't even pronounce its name. You appear to be ashamed of the very university you went to. We are sorry for you. But Mr. Speaker, on a serious note, I wanted to say that we welcome the students of the university and the staff. But it is a serious point that the University of Nairobi appears to be going down. It could well be on account of management. It could well be on account of political interference. It could well be on any other account. Mr. Speaker, I think this is a point that the Education Committee needs to take up, because it is a very bad sign when the University of Nairobi keeps having scandals and issues on the newspapers all the time. It will cause us to, remove the prefix there before the university, and we cannot afford to do that. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I think everybody here has something to say. Let me close with Carolo Mondi. Did you also go to the university?
I was trying to remember my admission number. Right, Honorable Speaker. I attended the University of Nairobi Faculty of Law. Honorable Speaker, I also joined my colleagues in welcoming the students of the University of Nairobi. And also want to acknowledge that on 26th May 2025, GPR 3104, Social Foundations of Law and Development, this is an examination done this week. They actually based by yours truly, Karoli Omondi, which is proposing that at points of payments for sale of goods and services, cash option be made mandatory. And the question was, having read the bill, they said, discuss the functions of law reform in light of the above passage. Drawing illustrations from the passage, discuss the relationship between law, reform, and social change. 20 marks. But apart from that, Honorable Speaker, let me also say something and urge my colleagues here. The power of alumni. I think we need to come out as alumni of University of Nairobi and defend it, because there is political interference in the management of the University of Nairobi. It is not that those who are there are not able to run the university, but there is a bigger, more fundamental issue. And if you look at the history of this country, when the alumni of the University of Nairobi and Makerere and Dar es Salaam were the principal public servants, the standards were very high in public service and everywhere. That is documented in studies. Today, there is a problem. There is a problem. I don't want to go further than that,
That's
but Honorable
enough.
Speaker, thanks for that.
All of you who are members of the University of Nairobi alumni, if you start a movement, yours truly here will be part of it to revive our university. Who, Wangari? You also went there?
Yes, and it's important.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, I wanted to confirm that even women, myself, Honorable Mayaka, went to the University of Nairobi. And our Deputy Speaker was a teacher there. But more importantly, Mr. Speaker, the University of Nairobi stood out not as just an academic giant, but also as a serious incubator of leaders. Myself, I was the Vice Chair of SONU in 2006 in the university, Mr. Speaker, and we have seen the metamorphosis, what has happened to the leadership, to the administration, and I agree that with Honorable Karoli, we are very many here. Maybe we should start a serious caucus of the university, because to read what is going on in that university is heartbreaking, and we hope that even these students, they can revive their students' union exactly to make sure that they also push for what should happen in the university, so that it does not happen as it is like the leadership is in bed with the administration. That separation, Mr. Speaker, was very important. So I hope that we can pick it up, as you say, but and redeem the face of the University of Nairobi. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, members. Allow me to acknowledge, apart from those the University of Nairobi students and teachers, in the Speaker's Gallery, there's Mudhembwa Secondary School from Masinga, Machakos. Students, when you are mentioned, you stand so that the House can acknowledge you. Kiunis, in the public gallery, we have Kiunis Schools at the river from Mavoko, Machakos. Kenegut Day Secondary School from Ainamoi, Kericho. Nam Schools from Roysambu, Nairobi. Eselengei Supat Girls from Kajiado, East Kajiado. And Kihoya Primary School from Kangema, Murang'a. I've been asked by the member for Kangema to welcome his school. In doing so, you can welcome all the others so that we go to other business.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I start to welcome the schools that have joined us in this parliament today. One thing I want to encourage them that this is a house that makes law for this country, and I want to assure them the best brain that we develop from their school, they can be able also to be part of this house. For Kehoya, I want to encourage them to continue doing better. That's the home for the business gurus in Nairobi. They do better in business, but also they can be able to perform even better in politics and also the economy of this country. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Engineer Kiragu, 1 minute.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I take also this opportunity to welcome students from Garariga Secondary School, Limuru, and Limuru Girls to Parliament. Thank you, Speaker, for setting aside a time for us to urge Professor Ngogi Wadiongo. This is a professor who knew these two schools very well, and he contributed a lot for them. Mine is to request the students to work hard, that there is space in this country for them to grow their careers and for them to be recognized by this society. Thank you.
Yes, the member wanted to recognize students from Kajiado. Go ahead. From Kajiado, from Machakos.
Machakos, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to welcome the students from Machakos, that is from Mavoko and Masinga, who have come to visit the Parliament. This is a house of debate. This is a house where we do legislation. This is a house where we legislate. We represent. This is where your parents send us, and we oversight. So you're welcome. There's many years ago, I visited the Parliament, and I was seated there, and now I am seated in here. So it is possible for you to be here.
Thank you. That's
Thank
enough.
you.
Member for Kajiado East.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the chance to also recognize and welcome our young students from Mashuru in Kajiado East constituency, Eselenge Supat. I'd like to welcome them and let them know that they are leaders for tomorrow. I'd like to encourage, this is a gold school. Then in our society, I am extremely very happy to see that many parents in Maasai communities are now sending girls to school. And this is a special school that I like to acknowledge it and welcome them and aspire them to do more, do better. Let the sky be the limit because tomorrow they can be here too. One of them could be a member of parliament for Kajiado East constituency, and I like to encourage them to work hard and strive to do better and realize their dreams. Kwa hivyo karibuni sana. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The last. And in future, when I ask one of you to welcome students on your behalf, you should obey that order.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to welcome students from Kenekut Secondary School. As the county MP, I'm very happy and proud of them. And Honorable Speaker, I'm also happy to report that this is a school that is doing well. Students are disciplined, teachers are doing great. And as here, Honorable Speaker, I had one of the students I sponsored as a teen mother, and she's joining university. She's scored a C+, and she has 2 children out of marriage. And she decided to go back to school because of the program that I call it Usawa kwa wote. So I'm very proud of the school and I'm proud of the girl child. And I pray that all students do well. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Well done. I hope you didn't break the marriage. Next order.
Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for this opportunity. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, May 29th, 2025. A, reports of the Auditor General on financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023 and the certificates therein in respect of 1, also Olesos Training Institute, Kipsinende Training Institute, Rift Valley Training Institute, Tana River Technical and Vocational College, Bungoma North Technical and Vocational College, Bumbe Technical Training Institute, Lugari Diploma Teachers Training College, St. Augustine Teachers Training College, Iregi, St. Paul's Kiba B, Diploma Teachers Training College. And B, Honorable Speaker, reports of the Auditor General financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023 and 30th June 2024, and certificates therein in respect of the Masai Mara Technical and Vocational College, Naivasha Technical and Vocational College, Siala Technical Training Institute, MSOS Technical and Vocational College, Kabusi Technical and Vocational College, Sikri Technical and Vocational College, Tigania East Technical and Vocational College, and lastly, Honorable Speaker, Tharaka Technical and Vocational College. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay.
Chair, Departmental Committee on Social Protection, Alice.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the floor of the House today, Thursday, 29th May 2025. Report of the Departmental Committee on Social Protection on its consideration of 1. The Kenya Sign Language Bill, National Assembly Bill number 1 of 2024, and 2. The Kenya Sign Language Bill, Senate Bill number 9 of 2023. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Chair, Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, Murugara.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Thursday, 29th May 2025. Reports of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs on its consideration of the following. Number 1, the President's Memorandum on the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023. Number 2, the President's Memorandum to the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws, Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025. Number 3, the Elections Offences Amendment Bill number 2, Senate Bill number 28 of 2024. And number 4, the Political Parties Amendment number 2, Senate Bill number 26 of 2024. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order. Yes, Honorable Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I wanted to bring to your attention that before we went for the recess, you had given an indication that when we come back, there was this issue of the Supreme Court judgment on the operations of Parliament, on the bicameral Parliament. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to indulge
you. You are very right.
Yeah, when do you think you can? Because you remember there is also a bill, the County Assembly's pension bill, yes, that originated from the Senate, and it was a money bill.
Yes.
And you stepped it down so that you can deal with that matter accordingly.
You are very right.
Yeah.
The communication is ready.
Yes.
I'll deliver it either on Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on the load of work.
Yes.
Yes.
Then lastly, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to bring to the attention of members on what the Chair of Justice and Legal Affairs has just tabled. The bills which have the memorandum of the President, the bill on money laundering, anti-money laundering, and the bill on conflict of interest. I want to ask members to take those.
I have a communication on it.
Thank you,
better
Mr.
hold
Speaker.
your horses.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Sharia.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion. Yes. That aware that Article 95(2) of the Constitution provides that the National Assembly deliberates on and resolves issues of concern to the people. Further aware that the Higher Education Loans Board is mandated to provide financial support to Kenyans pursuing higher education through loans, bursaries, and scholarship, noting that students enrolled at the Kenya Medical Training College, currently totaling approximately 70,000 students, with 30,000 of these having joined the institution in 2024, concerned that 40% of KMTC student population require financial support similar to that offered to students in other public tertiary institutions such as technical training institutes in the country, but are excluded from receiving HELB support. Appreciating that education funding plays a vital role in enhancing access to education for Kenyans, hence boosting the economic growth of the country. This House therefore resolves that 1. The government, through the Ministry of Education, facilitate the issuance of HELB loans to students at the Kenya Medical Training College, and 2. If no funds are appropriated for this exercise, approval is hereby granted for the National Treasury to release funds amounting to not less than Kenya shillings 1.5 billion to the Higher Education Loans Board, pursuant to Article 223 of the Constitution, for loans to KMTC students, and that such release be regularized through the third supplementary estimates 3 for the financial year 24-25. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Sharia. Yes, Junet.
Mr. Speaker, I wish to bring to your attention a matter that is also very, very important to this House, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, it's about how this Parliament operates. Mr. Speaker, there is a ruling that has happened today in relation to matter that is pending before the Justice and Legal Affairs Departmental Committee. Mr. Speaker, the tradition, the precedents, this is a house of procedure, traditions, and precedents. And this is something that has been pronounced upon by previous speakers. That, Mr. Speaker, a matter that is seized of by the House, especially when a matter has been committed to a committee of the House by the Speaker, because the committee of the House is a sitting of this plenary. Mr. Speaker, the courts have to wait until Parliament concludes the matter, and then after that, anybody who wants to go to court can go to court and litigate the matter there. But Mr. Speaker, you cannot inject the House from doing their work. You cannot inject Parliament from doing their constitutional mandate, Mr. Speaker, under Article 95 and 96. Because even us, we cannot legislate on a matter that is before a court of law. We have to wait until the court concludes it is the matter in one way or the other. Then from there is when we can legislate. Even a petition, the Deputy Speaker is saying. So, Mr. Speaker, there is something that happened a week ago. And I think in your own wisdom, you are lenient a bit because I think you wanted some decorum as a head of one arm of government. But Mr. Speaker, Parliament will not take it anymore, going forward, lying down. Because if a bill is presented in Parliament and the bill goes through the first reading on the floor of the House and committed to a committee, anybody who has a problem with that bill must wait for the bill to go through the second reading, third reading, it goes for assent. Then after that, go to the court and declare it unconstitutional, the whole of it, section of it, any clause that you are not happy with, if the court agrees with you. But if you want to inject Parliament before they do their work, then that means Parliament will not be able to operate in this country. So I'm happy that the judge has lifted the injunction today, but going forward, I'm giving judicial notice as a leader of this House that this House will not stop doing their work. In fact, if the ruling does not come out today, we are planning to sit tomorrow so that we can vet and finish our business. Then you can go to court and do whatever you want to do. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Hold on. I don't want to open debate on this. What the minority leader is saying falls in sync with what the Honorable Tenda Molo raised yesterday on the same matter. There is a ruling or a communication in the offing on the same matter so that we give a precedent-setting direction on the matter. But for avoidance of doubt, nobody, and I repeat, nobody, has the power under any law or under our Constitution to injunct Parliament from doing its work. Parliament is a constitutional body enjoined with authority to discharge constitutional functions. And once a matter is before Parliament and it is under consideration, whether it's in committee or in the plenary, the committees mirror the plenary. And the proceedings in committees are akin to proceedings in plenary. In future, and I think I have, for the information of the House, I have asked the Chief Justice to have some colloquium with some members of this House, including yours truly, so that we do not continue talking at each other as arms of government. We need each other, but we discourage and we frown at any overreach by any arm of government on the other arm, especially on matters that are legally clear, constitutionally clear, and morally untenable. So I direct the committee on JLAC to proceed without haste and vet the nominees for chairman and members of IEBC and bring the report to this House. Any aggrieved party, whether it's in the judiciary, in the executive, or general public, can then go to court and challenge something that we as Parliament will be funked as official. And let it be as clear as that. But there will be a precedent-setting communication next week on this matter that will guide us going to the future. Thank you. Honorable members, I want us to reorganize the order paper as follows. We'll skip order number 7 for now. We'll skip order number 8 for now. We'll go to order number 9, and the reasons majority, minority leaders, and members of House Business, you're aware. So I'll give you communication and direction on how to proceed with order number 9. Then thereafter you go to committee, and after committee, then we come back to statements and go to conclude order number 8 and carry on with the rest of the order. So call out order number 9.
Order number 9, Committee of the Whole House.
Before we go to the committee, honorable members, take your seats. Dan Wanyama, take your seat. Honorable members, I have a communication on the consideration of the President's reservation on the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023 and the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill 2025. Honorable members, you recall that on Wednesday, 30th April 2025, I reported to this House a message from His Excellency the President notifying that in exercise of the powers conferred under Article 115(1)(b) of the Constitution, the President had referred the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023 and the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025, back to Parliament for reconsideration. I did refer the memorandum containing the President's reservations to the two bills of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs for consideration. I also advised that the consideration of the President's reservations to the bills by the committee and indeed the whole House shall, insofar as necessary, be guided by the Speaker's communication of 28th July 2015 on the consideration and scope of the President's memorandum. Honorable members, the committee has since laid on the table of this House its report on the consideration of the President's memorandum to the two bills. With respect to the Anti-Money Laundering and the Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill 2025, the committee has recommended that the House concurs with the President's reservations to the bill, albeit with amendments. Article 115 of the Constitution empowers the House to propose amendments to the President's reservations, either fully accommodating them or not fully accommodating the reservations. Where proposed amendments fully accommodate the President's reservations, the amendments only require to be supported by a simple majority of the members of the National Assembly present and voting. Conversely, where such amendments do not fully accommodate the President's reservations, the amendments require to be supported by a 2/3 majority of members of the National Assembly to be carried. I have determined that the amendments proposed by the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs to the President's reservations to the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill 2025 do not fully accommodate the President's reservations. In this case, the threshold must be realized for the amendment to be carried, otherwise the House will be deemed to have concurred with the President's reservations with the bill. In other words, if it's called to the vote, Whoever wants to carry the amendment must garner a supermajority for the amendment to be carried. 2/3 of the House, not present and voting. 2/3 of the whole House, regardless of who is here, including Honorable Kuimburi, must be counted. Honorable members, regarding the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023, I am informed that the committee recommends that the House does not concur with the President's reservations to the bill. Conversely, for the House to uphold the recommendation of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs, that the House does not concur with the President's reservations to the Conflict of Interest Bill 2023, the House shall be required to muster the support of at least 233 members. This is in keeping with the provisions of Article 115(4) of the Constitution, which requires that such a proposal be supported by at least 2/3 of the members of the National Assembly. If this threshold is not achieved, the House will be deemed to have concurred with the President's reservations to the bill. So, Honorable Murugara, if you want your proposals to be carried, you must have 233 members. For clarity, honorable members, the recommended text in respect to the President's reservations to the two bills has been published in the order paper for this sitting. I thank you. So as we go to committee, where the direction is on supermajority, Deputy Speaker, as you chair the committee or whoever is chairing the committee, when you go to the vote, you go straight to a division because you need a supermajority. It is not a yes or a nay vote. Will you now be upstanding? Order, members, hold on, Sergeant. What is it, Wamboka? Sergeant, retreat. Take your seats, members. What, on the same issue?
I will just seek your guidance.
Yes.
It looks like it's an ambush on us.
It is not.
Because what if we reorganize ourselves and put this matter to next week so that we organize ourselves with regard to numbers, especially on the conflict of interest thing? Because that, Honorable Speaker, affects us. So because you are part of this, you are MP number 1, I would beseech you that we were not prepared for this. You step down this, and I'm telling you we will hit 100% next week.
Order, Wamboka. As members of this House.
On standing order number 30.
Order, as members of this House, you must be like the good soldier Sheikh from Poland, who was 24 hours ready for combat, anytime, anywhere. And that's what you should be. This is not an ambush, because I told you that this matter was already ruled on by previous speakers in 2015. So it's not something new. So I encourage you to go into committee, and you'll be upstanding now.
Honorable members, we may be seated.
Somebody will go to court, don't worry. Somebody will go to court.
Honorable members, I now call the House to order, and so we can begin. Clerk, you may call out.
President's reservation to clause 2.
Honorable members, we are dealing with the anti. Just hold on. Honorable members, we are dealing with the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2025. And we are considering the President's reservations.
President's recommendation to clause 2.
No, you said clause 2, it's clause 3. It's clause 2? Oh. I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 2 be considered. Mover? Majority Leader?
Thank you, Chair. I beg to move that the President's reservation in clause 2, as it is in the reservation memorandum and on the order paper, be adopted as it is. And Honorable Speaker, just to ease members' concerns, clause 2 included the definition of family and a relative. And initially the bill was very wide. If the
Let him
Honorable
complete. He hasn't completed moving. What are you going to have a point of order about? Let him complete moving. Proceed.
I was explaining to Honorable Wamboka that initially the bill had a very broad definition of family and relative. And in the President's definition, that has been restricted family to mean your spouse, dependent child, a parent, or spouse of a public officer. And relative has been restricted to just to mean a person who is related to a public officer by birth, marriage, adoption, or affinity. Before that, it went all the way to your great aunt, great uncle, first cousin, nephew, niece, husband, wife, grandfather, grandmother, grandson, granddaughter, father-in-law, mother-in-law, son-in-law, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, all that. But all that now has been truncated in the President's memorandum, and therefore beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 2 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. There is no debate? We proceed. Honorable members, I put the question that clause 2 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. No, you should say the nays. Let's get to, we have not even begun. Okay, I declare that the ayes have it.
President's recommendation to clause 5.
Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, honestly, you're being unfair.
I propose the question that the President's recommendation to clause 5 be considered.
Point of order, Madam Chair. Point of order, Madam Chair. It is within my right to make a point of order.
Procedurally, not.
Yeah,
Honorable Speaker, maybe just for Honorable Wamboka to understand that when you want to raise a point of order, we have very good gadgets here that you put your card, request the Speaker, and do that, not shouting from your seat. It becomes very dishonorable when we go that way. Honorable Speaker, clause 5, I beg to move that we adopt clause 5 as it is on the order paper. Again, this relates to the administration of this act. And it's important for Honorable Wamboka to listen. Because what I am saying is very important to you. It affects you and affects me and affects even judicial officers. Because this clause said the act was to be administered by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, and the National Assembly and Senate had, in the mediated version, had adopted a version that would have this act being administered by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission and by reporting authorities. Reporting authorities in this case would have been for you and for me, the Parliamentary Service Commission. And for judicial officers, it means that judicial officers would have reported to their reporting authority, which would have been the Judicial Service Commission. And that is a practice as it has been But now the Act proposes, and the President's memorandum proposes, that now the entire Act shall only be administered by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Therefore, our judicial officers now have to submit their declaration of wealth to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. And the same with you. This is to enhance transparency and accountability and help in the fight against corruption, Honorable Speaker. And it is very important, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, judicial officers must now take note. All judicial officers, from magistrates to officers working in the judiciary, all the way up to the Chief Justice, they now report to the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission on matters relating to conflict of interest. That is very important, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 5 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Yes, Honorable Jeanette.
Madam Speaker, I wish to reiterate what the majority leader said, that members need to take note that both members of parliament or the legislative arm of the country and the judiciary will be reporting to Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Madam Speaker, this is a very serious policy change. This thing is going to put many people in jail, the way I see it. Because the corrupt. Because, why do I say so? Madam Speaker, there is no due process, the way I see. Because before you report to Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, you should report first to the bodies, the constitutional bodies that manage those institutions. That's why JSC is in place. That is why Parliamentary Service Commission is in place. So, Madam Speaker, this memorandum is trying to propose that the constitutional powers of those organs created by the Constitution itself are usurped now by Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. Another commission, just like Judiciary Service Commission and just like Public Service Commission. Me, I am passing this bill here. But this one, I am telling the judiciary, they are under attack. They must suspend this one once it is sent to Paramoja.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 6 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's reservation to clause 6.
The next majority leader. Go to clause number 8.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 6 be amended for as is on the order paper. Again, Honorable Speaker, this relates to just functions of the Commission, and in this reference, again, is the EACC Commission. And I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 6, that clause 6, that the President's recommendations as, no, Honorable members, let me repeat that. I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 6 be considered. Mover? Leader, majority leader, yes? Oh, he's moved it. Okay. All right. There is no debate? Okay. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 6 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 6 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's reservation to clause 8.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 8 be considered. Mover?
Of interest if that public officer has private interest that could conflict with the duties of the public officer in future. Honorable Speaker, the President has restated that particular section, and I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 8 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. May I put the question? Okay, Honorable Burugara.
Thank you.
You can't force rules on us that are not permitting, and I mean that are not going to run with us. What are you? What's wrong?
Throw him out. Rules disorder. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But I should be allowed to speak. I should be allowed to speak.
Honorable.
But I'm behaving in the mobilization and I can't be allowed.
Honorable Wanami, please be orderly.
Yes. Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Murugara.
Honorable Speaker, the reservation which has actually been brought to us may be valid to some extent, but we should note that it applies to duties that the public officer may actually have in the future. Again, this is for everybody to note, and it's subject to debate, which debate we are doing now. Thank you, Honorable Chairperson.
Honorable members, yes, Honorable Jeanette.
Madam Speaker, I also want to add my voice to it. Madam Speaker, I don't know how we are legislating for the future. That if someone is going to have a conflict of interest in the future, Madam Speaker, I don't think this clause has any meaning other than making things more difficult. Because if you say, if a member, and in the mediation report, it was removed. Now we are saying in the future, if somebody is going to have a conflict of interest, how will you know whether he's going to have a conflict in the future or not? You are not God. How will you know? Madam Speaker, this one, we disagree, but it is a pressing memorandum.
Are you calling for a division? Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 8 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's recommended a reservation to clause 12.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 12 be considered. Mover?
Honorable Speaker, I'd like to move that clause 12 be adopted as proposed by the President in his reservations and as it is on the order paper. Honorable Speaker, again, clause 12 had a proviso under clause 3, which was introduced in the mediated version, which says that despite subsection 1, no proceeding shall lie against a public officer who grants special consideration or treatment or advantage in good faith. That, again, Honorable Speaker, the President's reservation to remove that particular clause. And that, Honorable Speaker, is the issue we had raised during debate, that should you extend a favor to somebody on account of maybe age? People are queuing at the airport, there's a very elderly person, and on account of their age, a public officer allows them to jump the queue. That cannot constitute conflict of interest, whether or not they know that person. But in the President's wisdom, he thinks we should not have that, and therefore that has been deleted. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 12 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. May I put the question? Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 12 be amended as recommended by the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's reservation to clause 16.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 16 be considered. Mover?
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that clause 16 be amended as proposed by the President in his memorandum of reservations and as it is on the other paper. Again, Honorable Speaker, this relates to clause 3A and says where a public officer has knowledge that a family member or a relative has accepted a gift or favor Under subsection 1, the public officer shall within 48 hours of such knowledge, or if not on duty within 48 hours of resumption of duty, make a declaration of the acceptance, giving sufficient details of the nature or of the gift or favor accepted, the donor, and the circumstances under which it was accepted for purposes of assessment of potential conflict of interest. Again, Honorable Speaker, the House, in our wisdom, we had created this proviso because I may not know. For instance, Mzee Ishongwa in Kikuyu now might be receiving a goat from a neighbor. And if I do not go to my father's house today or tomorrow within 48 hours, my father is my relative. I could be construed to be in conflict of interest because my father or a relative received a gift and may be construed to be on my behalf, and I don't report it within 48 hours. But again, as I said, and many of us, including our judicial officers, Honorable Speaker, work in places away from many of our relatives. Your relatives in the village may receive gifts and probably receive a gift when you're a judge or a magistrate. You must be very careful, especially if you're a judge, that if your grandfather in the village receives a gift from somebody who has a matter before you or a matter in court, it may be construed to be conflict of interest. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, that is what the House had sought to clarify. But again, in the wisdom of EACC and the President, they think we should bring that back. And therefore, you will be now contravening this section and you will be committing an offense if you do not make that declaration. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 16, that clause 16 be amended as recommended by the President. Yes, Honorable Junet.
Madam Speaker, it must go on record that we oppose this memorandum. Madam Speaker, considering these two clauses, the last one that just passed and this one, you can see this bill is not a Kenyan bill, honestly, because it's an affront to all African cultures and values, saying that if your relative who is living far away from where you stay receives a bag of bananas from another person as a gift, or a bag of cassava, and you don't declare, then you have a conflict of interest case to answer. If you do a favor to an elderly person in a queue, in good faith, then there is a conflict of interest. Madam Speaker, Madam Chair, you can see this bill and clauses are alien to our country. Whichever intentions it wants to achieve, let's pray to God that it might not. I can see Owen Bang in jail, the way he's sitting next to me. I can just see.
I propose the question that clause 16 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 16 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President reservation to clause 17.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 17 be considered. Chair, Leader of Majority, mover.
This is 18. 17. I beg to move that clause 17 be amended as it is on the order paper and as the President's reservations. Again, the reservations, Honorable Speaker, related to the reporting authorities maintaining a register of gifts received. We had said gifts received by public officers serving in the reporting entity. Now the President's reservations have added the word any person, that it is gifts received by any person serving in the reporting entity, not just public officers. When if you are not a public officer and you are serving in the reporting entity, you must declare those gifts. Mr. Speaker, I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 17 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I put, yes, Honorable Murugawa.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chairperson. It's going to be make a comment on this, and exactly that's what it says. A register will be maintained of all persons that receive gifts, including when the judge comes to visit my court, and sometimes they come with their old ladies, their wives, because sometimes it's nice to carry an old lady to show her the rest of the country, and I gift her with a chicken. If the judge forgets to declare that chicken, he will have committed an offense and he will be liable to prosecution. And it's not just the judge, it's any person, any public officer who fails to make the declaration. But this is a reservation. It's a reservation, and we just have to go by it.
Thank you. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 17 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's reservation to clause 18.
I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 18 be considered. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that clause 18 be amended as provided for on the order paper and as per the President's reservations. This relates again to gifts, Honorable Speaker. And 18 had said a public officer member or the officer's family or relative of the public officer shall not accept any complimentary treatment for any purpose unless a complimentary treatment offered is required in his official capacity or in exceptional capacities. And 2A was giving provisos on that, Honorable Speaker, and that is what the President has reinstated. And I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 18 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Yes, Honorable Sinkuli.
Sorry, I can't get the mic. Yeah, Madam Speaker, as the Honorable Jeanette, the minority leader, has said, actually, in real sense, in spirit and in all else, we actually do not find these reservations to be justified. You know, when this thing talks about relative, the definition of relative is so large. It is not a registrable interest. I don't even know some of the people, I don't even know who my great nephews are. They have enlarged it so much that it's the whole world that you're going to be responsible for. I think myself that there must be a way, and if this House passes it, maybe you have to go to pray that it does not actually become the law of this country.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 18 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's reservation to clause 20.
I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 20 be considered. Majority Leader, mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the President's reservations as per the memoranda and as stipulated on the order paper be approved. Honorable Speaker, again, this relates to acquiring of interest. Members remember what we were discussing in debate on whether a public officer shall, or rather, it's clear that a public officer shall not acquire an interest in a partnership, private company, or any other legal entity that is a party to a contract with any reporting entity under which the partnership, private company, or legal entity receives a benefit. Again, Honorable Speaker, that related to reporting entities since, as I said, PSC, JSC, ESCC, and we had sought to restrict it to only your reporting entity, but it has been restated to mean any reporting entity. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I now put the question. Honorable members, I now propose the question that clause 20 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Yes, Honorable Murugawa.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Again, another interesting proposal here in that everybody, public officers including judges and everybody else, must know that you cannot buy shares in a bank where the JSE is actually banking.
because it has a contract of banking, and you cannot buy shares in that one or any other. This is what is being prohibited, and now that it's being reinstated as a presidential reservation, we will pass it, but it's good to note what our reservations were and why the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee rejected those reservations.
Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 20 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's reservation to clause 30.
Honorable members, I now propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 30 be considered. Majority Leader?
30. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that clause 30 be amended as provided for in the President's reservations, memorandum of reservations, and as it is on the order paper. This is deletion of subsection 2, where we had removed that this subsection shall not apply to a member of parliament or a county assembly. Now it applies, since that is being deleted. I'd like to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 30 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 30 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's reservation to clause 31.
I propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 31 be considered. Mover?
Honorable Speaker, I'd like to move that clause 31 be amended as per the President's memorandum of reservations and as stipulated on the order paper. Again, Honorable Speaker, this relates to I think it relates to declarations, and there was 4 that we have deleted, which has been restated that for purposes of this section, material change means at least 25% increase or decrease in the value of an income, asset, or ability, the disposal or acquisition of an asset or ability, changes in marital status, appointment to or changes in directorships, changes in memberships in companies and partnerships and other legal entities, however established, or changes in the membership in social associations, societies, clubs, foundations, or trusts. We had deleted that particular provision in the mediated version, Honorable Speaker, and was there in the original bill, and it has been restated. And of course, we had very good reasons of removing that on what we are supposed as public officers, or rather what public officers must submit to the Commission in their declaration of assets and liabilities. But that has not been stated, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 31 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 31 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
President's reservation to clause 35.
I propose the question that the President's recommendation to clause 35 be considered. Mover?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move that clause 35 be amended as provided for in the order paper and as per the President's memorandum of reservations. Again, Honorable Speaker, this related to clause 33C, 1C, which we had removed, and it's been reinstated, just stating its completeness and correctness. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 35 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 35 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable Mover of this bill.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's reservations to the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023, up to clause 35 and its approval.
Just read as set out.
Sorry, Honorable Speaker, the clerk had given me the wrong one. Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's reservations to the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendments.
Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's reservation to the House, reservation to the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023, and its approval thereof without amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We'll now move to the next one, which is consideration of the President's reservations to the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025.
President's reservation to clause 3.
I now propose the question that the President's recommendations to clause 3 be considered. Mover.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move, Honorable Speaker, that the President's reservations to clause 3, subsection 2, be amended as provided for on the order paper and as per the President's memorandum of reservations. This, Honorable Speaker, related to the transitional clause relating to the Financial Reporting Center, where we had created a transition mechanism that would have extended the term of the current Director General by a further 2 years, and the President has expressed his reservations to that in line with the Mwongozo policy, and recommends that the existing office holder appointed under Section 25 will continue to serve in office to complete their tenure under the provisions applicable at the time of the appointment. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I beg to move.
Honorable members, I propose the question that clause 3 be amended as recommended by His Excellency the President. Honorable members, I now put the question that clause 3 be amended as recommended by the President. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I was laughing at the Honorable Murugara because he has naturally dropped his amendment by the fact that he could not mobilize 2/3. Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's reservation to the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025, and its approval thereof without amendments.
Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the President's reservation to the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism and Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025, and its approval thereof without amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Honorable members, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered
Chair, let me invite you again. I was
Thank
not on record. Chairperson, please proceed.
Thank you very much. Honorable Chairperson, Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the President's reservation to the Conflict of Interest Bill, National Assembly Bill number 12 of 2023, and approved the same without amendments.
Mover of the bill, the Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the same report. I also request Honorable Dorothy to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Dorothy, please proceed. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I do second the report. Thank you. Thank you very much. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Let me put the question. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Honorable members, for the convenience of the House, we move to the next bill. Move. Chairperson of the Committee of the Whole, or the representative.
It is now Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the President's reservations to the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating of Terrorism Financing Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 5 of 2025, and approved the same without amendments.
Mover of the bill, Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I also request the Honorable Phyllis Bartow, Professor, to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Thank you very much, Majority Leader. Honorable members, I propose the question. May I please have a seconder? Madam Speaker, I second. Thank you very much, Professor. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. Honorable members, for the convenience of the House, I defer putting of the question. Next order. Order number 7, questions and statements. Majority Leader, I see you are on your feet.
Yes, for my statement. I don't think there are questions, Honorable Speaker.
Yeah, after dropping some of the questions, what we have is responses to statements. So, Majority Leader, you may proceed with your.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the House Business Committee, and pursuant to the provision of Standing Orders 44.2a, I rise to give the following statement on prioritization of business for consideration during the week. Honorable Speaker, I wish to officially welcome back members from the short recess
I hope we have all come back invigorated in readiness to perform our roles in what promises to be a very busy part of the fourth session. I further urge committees with priority business pending before them to expedite consideration and submission of reports to the House so as to enable the conclusion by the House within the set timelines. Honorable Speaker, with regards to business scheduled for Tuesday next week, the House is expected to consider this in second reading the Learners with Disabilities Bill, Senate Bill number 4 of 2023, and the National Cohesion and Integration Bill, National Assembly Bill number 74 of 2023, should they not be concluded today. Additionally, Honorable Speaker, debate will be undertaken on the following motions should they not be concluded in the course of business today. One is consideration of session paper number 7 of 2024 on the National Sanitation Management Policy. 2 is consideration of the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement between the Republic of Kenya and the United Arab Emirates. And 3 is report on the ratification of the agreement on fisheries subsidies. Honorable Speaker, as members will recall, you issued a communication on the priority business that will come before the House during this part of the session, notably relating to the budget process. As such, members will note that the general debate on the budget estimates of revenue and expenditure for the financial year 2025-2026 will be prioritized once the Budget and Appropriations Committee tables its report. And Honorable Speaker, I can report they have been very busy this week in their retreat finalizing on this. This will be followed by prioritization of other budget-related business, including the Committee of Supply on the estimates, the Finance Bill 2025, and the Appropriation Bill 2025. I therefore wish to urge members to be available in the House and committees and to actively participate when this important time-bound business is brought before the House for consideration. Honorable Speaker, in accordance with the provisions of Standing Order 42A5 and 6, I wish to convey that the Cabinet Secretary for Roads and Transport is scheduled to appear before the House on the afternoon of Wednesday, 4th June 2025 to respond to the following questions. Question number 013 of 2025 by the member for Vihiga County, the Honorable Beatrice Adagara MP, regarding the status of construction of the Shamahoho Gitambai Road. 2. Question number 014 of 2025 by the member for Ruiru, the Honorable Simon Kinara MP, regarding the processing of the smart driving licenses in the country. 3 is question number 015 of 2025 by the member for Teso South, the Honorable Mary Emasa MP, regarding the rehabilitation and maintenance of the Busia Malaba Road. 4 is question number 053 of 2025 by the member for Melbourne, the Honorable Professor Phyllis Barto MP, regarding the commencement of construction works on the Tachasis, Chebiemit, Ainet, Chebarus, and Riava roads. 5 is question number 054 of 2025 by the member for Kinango, the Honorable Gonzi Rai MP, regarding the current condition of Kinango Mariakani Road, C107, and the impact of the recent rains on its deterioration. And finally is question number 057 of 2025 by the member for Naivasha, the Honorable Jane Kihara, regarding compensation of landowners for land acquired by the Kenya Railways Corporation for the construction of the standard gauge railway and the metric gauge railway. Finally, Honorable Speaker, the House Business Committee will reconvene on Tuesday, 3rd June 2025 to schedule business for the rest of the week. I now wish to lay this statement on the table of the House, and thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Majority Leader. Honorable members, before we proceed, I would like to welcome the following guests. In the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon, we have Kanyua Mbora Boys High School, Mbere North Constituency in Embu County, Kajiado SDA School from Kajiado Central, Kajiado County. Also in the public gallery, honorable members, we have Limuru Girls School from Limuru constituency, Kiambu County. Honorable members, let us welcome them our usual way. We also have in the public gallery this afternoon, Mara Christian High School from Narok West, constituency Narok County, Dururumo High School, Laikipia West, constituency Laikipia County, and Mount Kenya Academy, Nyeri Town, constituency in Nyeri County. And on behalf of all those students, I would like to ask our nominated member of UDA, kindly proceed to welcome our students in the house. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, may I take this opportunity to welcome all the learners and their teachers, both in the public gallery and in the Speaker's gallery, to the House of Parliament. I want to encourage them that today is a learning process for them. Tomorrow they'll have an opportunity to serve in this house. Feel encouraged, go back to your institutions, work very hard. I have heard the schools being mentioned, and I have no doubt in my mind that you will produce in future very good debaters, excellent legislators to come and be in this house. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Learners and teachers feel welcome to the House of Parliament. Thank you very much. I would like to give a chance also to the Honorable Badi Twalib from Mombasa County to welcome our students.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Nataka kuwakaribisha wanafunzi wote wa kutoka Narok, kutoka kule Nyeri pia, lakini nataka kusema kwa wawe na moyo wa kuamini kama kila kitu inawezekana. Sisi pia tulitoka hapo hapo tukitamani, lakini leo ni viongozi. Kwa hivyo pia wao naambia wasome kwa bidii, na wao pia wanaweza siku moja kuwa majority leaders kama Kimani Chungwa, na vile vile kuserve katika parliament hii mara 3 kama Mheshimiwa Badi Twalib. Thank you very much. Asante.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Badi Twalib kutoka Mombasa. The Honorable Majority Leader would like you to welcome these students.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me also to welcome the students from Mara Christian School in Narok West, Durumo High School in Laikipia West, and Mount Kenya Academy in Nyeri. And at least, Honorable Speaker, I couldn't fail to notice that all those students look extremely smart, and we welcome them to the National Assembly, where we sit to represent them, their parents, and all other Kenyans, oversight the government of the Republic of Kenya, and legislate on their behalf. And those who are here earlier did witness the legislation making process when we were in committee of the whole House on the 2 bills that we have considered with the President's reservations. Honorable Speaker, Mount Kenya Academy in Nyeri is one of the best performing schools around the central Kenya region, and which I know very many young people who have attended that school, even from my own constituency, and to encourage all these students to work hard, be disciplined, as we said yesterday during the prayer breakfast, that we encourage them as our children to continue being obedient, being disciplined students and young people in our country. They are indeed the future of our country, and we want to trust in God that they will grow up to be very responsible citizens of our country, whom we can vest the future of our country into. Honorable Speaker, and I welcome them to the National Assembly.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Thank you, Majority Leader. Honorable members, we also have in the Speaker's Gallery this afternoon students from Kiborong Girls High School in Rongai constituency, Nakuru County, and students from Ganaria Girls High School from Limuru constituency in Kiambu County. On behalf of the substantive Speaker, on my own behalf, and on the behalf of the House, we welcome all of you to the House of Parliament. Honorable members, now we will proceed to responses, and I can see that the chair is seated in his place, so now I call upon. What is out of order, Majority Leader?
Honorable Speaker, really nothing out of order. I just wanted to seek your indulgence, Honorable Speaker, for the convenience of the House again, that the order listed as order number 11, the chair of the committee, the Honorable Murugara, who is here, had requested that we adjourn this debate on this particular bill to next week to allow his committee to finalize work that they are doing on that bill. And having consulted him, we've agreed that we can adjourn debate on that order number 11 on the Political Parties Amendment Bill to allow Honorable Murugara's Jailer Committee to conclude the work that they are doing. And is among the committees I was referring to in my statement that have reports pending. And he has promised that by the mid next week, that report will be ready so to allow the House to proceed. Honorable Speaker, I wanted to request, again with your indulgence, that the order listed as order number 10 and 12 be reordered so that we begin with order number 12 on consideration of the session of paper number 7 of 2024 on the National Sanitation Management Policy. Since the chair of the Blue Economy Committee, the very committed Honorable Kangogo Bowen, you see he has come from very far. I know where he was. And he came running to be able to move this report. So we allow him to move that report, then we can proceed to the others. Order number 8 and 10, since we had already expended order number 9. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Majority Leader. Chair. Chair, would you like to make a comment? Because I would like to make a ruling on this one. Chairman, Honorable Member for Tharaka, the chairperson.
In respect of order number 11, I confirm that is the position. Kindly let it be stood down to next week. We will be ready with other reports that members will have read, and we'll be able to debate the proposed amendments to the Act. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable members, I would like to assent to the request that has been made by the Majority Leader. Honorable members, in regard to that, after order number 7, now we will go straight to order number 12. Thank you, honorable members.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, before we go to the Honorable Kagogo, we'd like to go to statements. Honorable Tungo, please proceed. You can start with the first one. You have actually a long list.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It's true to what you said. I'm here ready with about 3 or so responses or statements. But I can only, Honorable Speaker, I need your guidance because I'm only seeing one member, a member for Kilgoris in the House. So maybe I can able to respond to his and probably the rest when the members are in the House.
Thank you. I'd like to get this way. That we focus on responses for the members who are in the House. And in that case, for your 4 statements, the member who is in the House is the Honorable Julia Sunkuli, member for Kilgoris. So you may proceed.
Madam Speaker, I think this is a House of Records, and Madam Speaker, even getting from the last Parliament, if a member asks a question, Honorable Speaker, and in a case where that member is not present in the House at a time of response, I think previously, Honorable Speaker, the chair of a committee only needs to table the response, and it's upon the member, Honorable Speaker, who asked that question to get the written response. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker, you will have members asking questions during the time of response, they are not there, and then again, chairs are told again to repeat themselves, and come next week, they are not there. I want your ruling, Honorable Speaker, that where there is where the member, I'm not referring to you, Honorable Sunguli. I'm referring to honorable members who are not here, but they have asked questions. Madam Speaker, even I have one. And if you allow us, those members who are not there, we just table the answers before you.
Honorable members, we will proceed this way. For the member who is in the House, for example, the first question which is being responded to, which was raised by the Honorable Julius Nkuli, he's in the House, so that one will be presented. For the members who are not here, so that we do not lose time for Parliament, I would like to order that the chairperson tables on record. Thank you. So please proceed, Chairperson. Chairman.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So, in regards to guidance, of course, I will have two, which I will table. One for record. Before I respond to the Sunguli, I've got a response from the Honorable Member for Kisii County, Honorable Doris Donya, regarding the tragic death of Sylvia Kemunto and the escalating cases of gender-based violence. As you guided, once I'm done, I will table on the table. Also, Madam Speaker, also with me here, I've got a response from the Member of Parliament from Mogotio constituency, Honorable Ruben Kiborek. I just want to show that I don't, yes?
Just take your seat for a minute. Honorable members, the Honorable Doris Donya had written to the Speaker, and she had requested that this be deferred, and I would like to respect the fact that the Speaker granted that. So kindly defer the one for the Honorable Doris Donya, member for Kisii, and for the purpose of order, you may start with the one for the Honorable Julius Nkuli, who is already here, then you can proceed downwards.
So, well guided, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to respond as follows. The question from the Honorable Member for Kilgoris, Honorable Julius Nkuli, who had sought in particular a statement regarding the land clashes in Angata Barikoi. And in particular, the Member of Parliament wanted a report on who authorized police officers to use live ammunition against the citizens. Why did the land registrar and the surveyors go to survey the land belonging to the people of Angata Barikoi without their consent? And thirdly, why did the ministry retain police officers in Logorian station beyond their useful period? And are they serving special interest? And what interest is this being served? In first response, Honorable Speaker, the government regrets the event that happened in Narok County and wishes to condole with the families that lost their loved one during the unfortunate skirmishes on the 28th April. We pray for a quick recovery for the injured. The parcel of land known as Transmara Moyo Itu, located in Transmara South, has been the subject of protracted dispute, both within the courts and through the informal channels. And the land is in question, measuring approximately 6,325 acres. The ownership of land was formally registered under the Angata Cooperative Society following an adjudication process that commenced in 1976. However, 88 land titles arising from a subsequent adjudication process in 1986 were found to have